Number 5. Lucerne feels like a city drawn from the pages of a storybook. Cobblestone streets, a calm lake, and snow-covered mountains in the distance. Everything here looks soft, timeless, and full of quiet wonder. The city began in the 12th century, growing around a monastery and an old wooden bridge. That bridge still stands today, the Chapel Bridge, covered with paintings from the Middle Ages. It's one of the oldest wooden bridges in Europe, and walking across it feels like walking through history. In the past, Lucerne was a small town by the water, but as trade grew, so did the city. It became a meeting point between German-speaking Switzerland and the Alps, between merchants and travelers. It joined the Swiss Confederation in 1332 and played a key role in the country's early unity. But even as it grew, Lucerne never lost its charm. The old town is still filled with painted buildings, hidden fountains, and quiet corners where the past seems close enough to touch. And just outside the city, Mount Pilatus and Mount Rigi rise high, offering views that take your breath away. Today, Lucerne is both modern and magical. Music festivals fill its halls, tourists fill its boats, and yet the soul of the city remains unchanged. Calm, beautiful, full of old stories and new memories. Lucerne isn't just a place to see, it's a place to feel, like you've stepped into a dream that welcomes you with every step. Number 4. Interlaken sits between two lakes, with mountains rising all around. Its name means, between lakes, and that's exactly where the adventure begins. Calm waters on each side, and high peaks waiting to be explored. Long ago, Interlaken was a quiet village, with a monastery at its center. People lived simple lives, farming and fishing. But everything changed in the 19th century, when travelers and poets from Europe discovered its beauty. The mountains, the fresh air, the peaceful setting, it felt like a secret paradise. Soon, Interlaken became one of Switzerland's first tourist destinations. Grand hotels were built, steam trains brought visitors, and slowly, the quiet village turned into a gateway for explorers and dreamers. Today, Interlaken is known as the adventure capital of Switzerland. Paragliding, skydiving, bungee jumping, and hiking, this is where people come to feel alive. But adventure doesn't always mean danger. It can be a peaceful boat ride, a walk through green meadows, or a quiet moment watching the sunset over the lake. And through it all, the spirit of Interlaken stays the same, open, welcoming, and full of wonder. Interlaken is more than just a stop on the map. It's a place that invites you to move, to breathe, and to feel the world in a new way. Number 3. Lake Geneva is one of Europe's largest and most beautiful lakes. It lies between Switzerland and France, with peaceful blue water stretching as far as the eye can see. But this lake is more than just a view. It's a meeting place of nature, history, and culture. In ancient times, the Romans settled along its shores. Over centuries, castles were built, trade routes opened, and towns began to grow. The lake connected people, goods, and ideas, shaping the lives of everyone who lived nearby. One of the most famous spots is the Chateau de Chillon, a castle that stands proudly by the water. It has watched over the lake for more than 800 years, through war, peace, and poetry. Writers like Lord Byron visited it, and found inspiration in its walls. Today, cities like Geneva, Montreux, and Lausanne sit along the lake's edge. Each one offers something special, from music and art to science and diplomacy. Geneva is home to the United Nations. Montreux hosts one of the world's most famous jazz festivals. And Lausanne blends history with youthful energy. But no matter where you are, the lake is always there, calm, deep, and full of life. People walk beside it, sail across it, or simply sit and listen to the water. Lake Geneva is where water meets culture, a place that has welcomed the past and still moves with the present, a place where every wave carries a story. Number 2. Zermatt is a peaceful village, at the edge of the Swiss Alps, surrounded by high mountains and fresh mountain air. But what truly makes it special is the Matterhorn, one of the most famous and beautiful peaks in the world. Sharp, silent, and standing like a giant above everything else, the Matterhorn gives Zermatt its soul. In the past, Zermatt was a small farming village. People lived simple lives, far from the busy cities. But that changed in 1865, when a group of climbers, led by Edward Whymper, became the first to reach the top of the Matterhorn. It was a great success, but also a tragedy, for men died during the descent. That moment made headlines across Europe and turned Zermatt into a place known around the world. After that, more people came, not just climbers, but travelers, writers, and nature lovers. Zermatt slowly became a destination for adventure, for peace, and for beauty. Yet, it has always remained true to its roots. Even today, there are no cars in the village. People walk, take electric taxis, or travel by train. The silence here is part of the magic. You hear the wind, the river, and the distant sound of cowbells. And above it all, the Matterhorn watches, unchanged, untouched. Zermatt is more than a mountain village. It is a place where history lives in the snow, where nature speaks without words, and where people come to feel small and inspired. It is, truly, the mountain of mountains. Switzerland isn't just a destination, it's a feeling of peace, of presence, of stillness. Whether you're chasing snow, sipping coffee by a lake, or just watching clouds kiss mountaintops, this land reminds you to breathe. So, where will your journey begin? If this inspired you, share it forward, and don't forget to subscribe, because the world is waiting, one story at a time.